Hello and welcome to Daily Prelims Practice, where we take up important articles of the day from the Indian Express and the Hindu newspapers and curate MCQs as per the demands of Civil Services exam. Articles covered today are shown on your screens and answers with a detailed description are provided in the link below in PDF and Word format. So let's begin. Starting off with the first article of the day, which appears in page 1 of the Hindu newspaper. The article reports that the officials in Arunachal Pradesh's Changlang district have found several illegal timber depots in core area of Namdapha National Park and Tiger Reserve. Protected areas such as national parks, wildlife sanctuaries are important as far as prelims is concerned, which is apparent from this PYQ of 2020. It asked protected areas that are located in Kaveri Basin. On similar lines, here is the practice question number 1. Which of the following national parks are located in Northeast India? Balpakram National Park, it is located in Meghalaya. So that means this option is correct. Second statement, Mauling National Park, it is in Arunachal Pradesh, which makes this statement correct. Kudremukh National Park, now it is located in the state of Karnataka, which means it is incorrect. Merlin National Park, it is in the state of Mizoram, which makes this statement correct. Now select the correct answer using the code below. From the above discussion, it is clear that the option B is correct. Now as far as PYQ is concerned, option C is the correct answer. Now moving on to the second article of the day, which appeared in page 1 of the Hindu newspaper. This article reports that the central government has selected sites in the state of Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Karnataka, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh to set up new textile parks under the PM-MITRA scheme, and these parks will come up by the financial year 2026-27. Recent developments in government schemes, their provisions, are important from the prelims point of view. As you can see from this PYQ of 2018, where the UPSC asked a question about Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. On similar lines, let us practice question number 2. With reference to PM-MITRA scheme, consider the following statements. Statement 1. It aims to set up 7 PM Mega Integrated Textile Region and Apparel, that is PM-MITRA parks in greenfield sites in partnership with the willing state government. Now this statement is incorrect because 7 PM-MITRA parks will be set up in greenfield as well as brownfield sites in partnership with the willing state governments. Statement 2. Government will provide capital support of up to 50% to the project cost in Mitra parks. Now this statement is also incorrect because the government aims to provide capital support of 30% of the project cost in greenfield and brownfield parks. The support will lead to creation of core infrastructure such as developed factory sites, plug-and-play facility, incubation center, roads, power, wastewater, water systems, etc. Now statement 3. Government will also incentivize industries up to 3% of the total sales turnover. Now this statement is correct because government plans to incentivize industry, and these incentives are available only to those manufacturing companies who are not availing benefits under the PLI scheme. Now which of the following statement given above is or are correct? From the above discussion, we can conclude that the option B is the right answer. Now as far as PYQ is concerned, option C was the right answer. Now moving on to the third article of the day, which appears in page 10 of the Hindu newspaper. The article talks about a Rajya Sabha member belonging to the Indian National Congress and who has written to the Rajya Sabha chairman seeking privileged proceedings against the Prime Minister because of a certain statements made by him, and it was defamatory towards existing members. Now devices used for parliamentary functioning are key areas of interest for UPSC, which is apparent from this PYQ of 2017. The PYQ asked about parliamentary tools used to exercise control over the functioning of Council of Ministers, such as adjournment motion, question hour and supplementary questions. Based on similar lines, here's question number 3. With reference to parliamentary privileges, consider the following statements. Statement 1. The Constitution of India has exhaustively codified all its privileges. Now this statement is incorrect as originally the Constitution in its Article 105 expressly mentioned two privileges, that was freedom of speech in Parliament and right of publication of its proceedings. The 44th Amendment of 1978 provided that other privileges of the House are to be those which they had on the date of its commencement until defined by the Parliament. However, the Parliament has till now not made any special provisions codifying all its privileges. Thus, the existing privileges are derived from five sources. First, constitutional provisions. Second, various laws made by the Parliament. Third, rule of both of the houses. Fourth, parliamentary conventions. And the last, judicial interpretations. Statement 2. It extends to the President, Union Ministers and the Attorney General of India. Now this statement is also incorrect because the Constitution has extended the parliamentary privileges to those persons who are entitled to speak and take part in the proceedings of the House. These include Attorney General of India, Union Ministers. However, parliamentary privileges do not extend to the President even though he or she is an integral part of the Parliament. Statement 3. No member is liable to any proceedings in any court for saying anything, any vote given by him in the Parliament or its committees. Now this statement is correct, as the members of the Parliament have freedom of speech in the Parliament. No member is liable for any proceedings in any court for anything said by him or any vote given by him. However, this freedom is subjected to provisions of the Constitution and the rules and standing orders regulating the procedure of the Parliament. From the above statement, it is clear that the option C is the right answer. As far as PYQ is concerned, option D is the right answer. Moving on to the fourth article of the day, which appears in page 13 of the Hindu newspaper. It reports that the International Criminal Court has announced that it had issued an arrest warrant against the Russian president for unlawful deportation of Ukrainian children. International organizations, their activities, as well as conventions and statutes that govern them have been asked by UPSC before, which is apparent from this 2018 PYQ on International Labour Organization. On the similar lines, here is practice question number 4. With the reference to International Criminal Court or the ICC, consider the following statements. Statement 1. It is one of the 6 principal organs of the United Nations. Now this statement is incorrect. Although the International Criminal Court is an intergovernmental organization and an international tribunal headquartered in Hague, Netherlands, however, it is distinct from the International Court of Justice, an organ of the United Nations that hears disputes between the states. Statement 2. It investigates and tries individuals charged with gravest crimes of concern to the international community. Now this statement is correct, as the International Criminal Court is the first and only permanent international court with the jurisdiction to prosecute individuals for international crimes of genocide, crimes against humanity, war crimes, and the crime of aggression. Statement 3. India has signed but not ratified the statute of ICC. Now this statement is also incorrect, as India has neither signed nor ratified the statute. Which of the above statements is or are correct? From the above discussion, it is clear that the option B is the right answer. As far as the PYQ is concerned, option A is the right answer. Now moving on to the fifth article of the day, which is on page 14 of the Hindu newspaper. This article reports that the National Biodiversity Authority has informed the National Green Tribunal that Dabur India had been accessing biological resources for commercial purposes without obtaining the required approvals. Concept of biodiversity and authorities responsible for its protection are important from prelims point of view, which is clear from this PYQ of the year 2012 on National Biodiversity Authority. On similar lines, let us practice question number 5. With reference to the Biological Diversity Act of 2002, consider the following statements. It envisages a 3-tier management structure. Now this statement is correct because a 3-tier structure at national, state and local level has been envisaged by the Act. Statement 2. All matters relating to access by Indians for commercial purposes will be under the purview of biodiversity management committees. Now this statement is incorrect because state biodiversity boards or SBB are responsible for it. Statement 3. All matters relating to transfer of results of research to any foreigner will be dealt by National Biodiversity Authority. Now this statement is correct, as all matters relating to request for access by foreign individuals, institutions or companies, and all matters relating to transfer of results of research to any foreigner will be dealt by the NBA. Statement 4. The main function of state biodiversity boards is to prepare the People's Biodiversity Register in consultation with the local people. Now this statement is incorrect because it is the function of Biodiversity Management Committees or the BMC. Which of the statements given above are correct? From the above discussion, it is clear that the statement 1 and 3 is correct, making option A the right answer. As far as PYQ is concerned, option C is the right answer. Moving on to the last article of the day, which appeared in page 15 of the Indian Express newspaper. The article reports that the central government last week reviewed the rise in cases of influenza, and the states have been readying hospitals for a possible spike in the infection. Contagious diseases, their transmission, and regions and populations affected by them have been asked by UPSC before, which is apparent from this question on Zika virus. On the similar lines, here's the practice question number 6. Consider the following statements about the influenza. Statement 1. Influenza virus causing flu are of 4 different types. Now this statement is correct, as influenza viruses which cause the infectious disease also known as flu are of 4 different types: A, B, C and T. Statement 2. H3N2 and H1N1 viruses are a subtype of influenza B virus. Now this statement is incorrect because H3N2 and H1N1 are subtypes of influenza A virus. Influenza A is usually associated with more severe diseases and deaths. Statement 3. India usually sees 2 flu peak seasons every year. Now this statement is correct because India sees 2 peaks. First is between January and March, and second is after monsoon between August and October. The symptoms of this disease includes fever, cough, breathlessness, wheezing and pneumonia, and the infection lasts about 5 to 7 days. Now which of the following statements given above is or are correct? From the discussion, we can conclude that statement 1 and 3 are correct, thus making option C the right answer. As far as PYQ is concerned, again, option C is the right answer.